Hey, my honey. So today we are doing a quick weave with two types of hair and using nothing but a razor. So just to start off, she has a perm, so I was able to just use some gel just to slick her hair all back old school, y'all. This is so old school. But I am still going to use the stocking cap to put over her hair to kind of protect it. So you know me, I greased her hair and then I put that gel and then I sprayed some Gots to be over it and then I just meshed it all in. So the cap was kind of tight, so all we did was just all that stuff just squeezed out of there. I just rubbed it on back just to make sure it was still settled and definitely laid it over that cap so I could have a little bit more of a stickage. But she's gonna dry it, and once it's dry, we're gonna proceed to the next step. But this is the hair I'm using, guys. It is the 24 pack newborn free, guys. So I don't know if this would be considered a tutorial or if it's just a watch me do this little slayage now, but I do know that I take the tracks that's in the most inner part, because once you take it out the pack, it's a roll of hair, and I take the tracks that's underneath everything because those are the shortest, and then I take one track at a time and I put glue all along that, and I don't cut it. I just keep going along, gluing, 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 cut when I get to the end. And once I get to the last piece, I just kind of put it where a gap may be or something, like, and make sure you mesh it down in there, like, so that that glue would kind of seep through onto the cap and stick, okay? Because we need that to be bonded. But other than that, she says she's a heavy sweater, so I really did want it to be bonded. So you would see as I kind of go along the track pushing that glue in. You could take the track from right to left, from left to right. Okay, I start at the neck and then I just keep on rising up little by little until I get to the ears. I kind of curve it around the neck part just to give me a better foundation. So once I get up to the above the ear, I try to get it as low to the sideburn as possible, so that'll give me my length for the sideburn. And then I just proceed to go along and around. And then at some point, guys, I will just kind of stack the tracks up on one side to get it filled in, but you will see when that comes up. But the tracks are fairly close, okay? I can kind of see through that cap to see where her hairline ends. You do not have to put the track all the way to the tippy toe of the hairline, because that hair is going to comb that way anyway and cover it. So you could kind of save some edge and just not really go all the way to the tippy top. But I was down to my last track, guys. I just put it wherever a gap was at, okay? So if one side was higher than the other, I would have used it on that side. But here is where I am going to just fill in that whole section there, because you want your sides, them tracks, to be closer than you would in the back, because the back is going to hold more weight and that hair is going to hang over. But your sides, you know, you will probably only be using a few tracks, especially for this style. So it's like I need as many as possible to make it appear fuller. For this particular style, guys, I like to use a tight curl for the top of her hair, because it would appear fuller and it stands up better, okay? So she done went to the hairstyle, honey. They be sitting in there like they know what's going on. And like, oh, get this because this is good for that. And then guess what? It's the wrong hair. So I sometimes like to go and buy the hair myself or whatever and just get reimbursed by my client, because I just hate when you come with the wrong hair. You see that track and you see how that hair just is long hanging at that track. No, you want some hair that curls from the track on up. That way it will give it more volume when you try to go and stand it up. If it's flat like that and then you try to stand it up and spiky, it's just gonna look spiky, you know. But we made it work. She got the wrong hair. It's not deep enough for me. But she's going out of town. It's her birthday, so we wasn't letting that bother us, honey. And here I go. She looky like I'm on with my little concentrating face, guys. But anyhow, I like to put that track when you're combining both packs of hair like that. I like to put that track as close to the last track as possible. So basically, the newborn free hair, I'm putting that curly hair as close as possible to the newborn free. So when I go to cut on it and this and that, it won't be any gaps seen at all. And then I'm at this point doing my circle. So you just wrap the hair around and around and around just to get your circle. Now, to get a circle that's further back, you don't want to you want to start your tracks in the front of the hairline like I did. That way you're building up to make it further back. Versus if you just started doing a circle and hadn't built up to the back, then your circle will be sitting more forward to the top, and that's just not how you want your curls to fall. So that's my circle. It is complete, and we're going to proceed to using this razor honey to get this back sleeky. Once all my tracks are glued, I do go in and cut off the cap, the remaining cap around the ears. That cap was so small, guys. It was the cap that came with the newborn free hair. So if you wanted to make a wig, they send that with a shower cap or whatever. But we didn't do that. We just used the cap, and that was like, no, her head was huge. So it needed a definite cap that you would have just bought for $1 because they're bigger. But we made that work. So once that cap was on there and them tracks was glued, you better believe that cap was so tight it was pinching her brain. But once you cut it, it's like a relief. So we just cutting around. And if you really wanted to just do like that ball cap method, you could have just put the guys to be around the whole cap before you started tracking, and then blow dried it and then cut it. And then you wouldn't even have to go through picking the hair up, going cutting around the hair and everything, because that really aggravates me. But I am so used to doing it this way that I was just used to it. But you could definitely do it the other way. And I am using my comb blade. They got these at the hair store, and I'm also using a straight blade. Okay, so it's really either or. My comb blade was pretty dull. I usually buy a pack of blades for that when I go to the hair store. It's only $1, guys, and it comes with like 20, 30 little blades for that comb. So it's so worth it. It's a good investment, and I just didn't have any extras. So definitely had those straight blades, and it came in handy, and it just helped me get it as flat as possible. I know a lot of you guys see KJ and say, oh, he looks just like you. But it hits so different once you see his dad, guys. He looks just like his father. Okay, well, to me, he do, because even my client was like, oh, well, he look like both of y'all. I just don't see it. I really think he looks just like his father. And you guys make me think different, and she definitely made me think different. And I know he got all my features, but he definitely got his daddy's big old head, his hair, his eyes, and that's probably pretty much it. So he probably is my little twin. Yes, my honeys, we are giving her some definition to this style. We are going to wave one side just to bring it out. You know, she is going to Vegas, so we got to let this stand on now, okay? I'm just putting my little oomph to it. So this is how I like to do my quick weaves, okay? I have never really seen a quick weave done like this with the little edges waved, and y'all know I'm very dramatic with that edge. So I just definitely thought of something new because I've been doing flat quick weaves forever. That's what we used to call them, and now they're called prontos. Okay, this is pretty much just a quick weave because it is gelled down. It's not braided underneath, but it still has a cap. A pronto is when you braid it underneath the cap and then put the stocking cap on and boom, boom, boom. So that's the only difference. It's all still the same technique. You're going to be gluing and you're going to be styling. So since I have been doing this for so long, most people would just comb the edge all forward and cut it a straight line or whatever. I think that is just so old school. And I'm sorry, guys, but I think that it's tacky because I have been there and done that. And I am very creative at what I do, okay? I am very creative in my craft. And I always think of new things to come up with, to make it different, to make it my own signature, to whatever, okay? So it really wasn't inspired by anything or anybody. It's just the fact that I love my baby hairs and I love to be dramatic. So I was just like, let me try this. I'm probably gonna insert a picture of me with a quick weave, kind of similar to this, but that's when I kind of just discovered that this is how I like to do it. A client did one time ask me to do her a whole head of waves with the newborn free hair, and I thought that the gel would loosen the tracks and this and that and the third until I tried it, guys, and it was just beautiful, like perfect. So I said, okay, so I'll just start doing my side since I know that it worked. So I guess that's what kind of inspired me, just using this hair to even do a whole wave style. But other than that, I'm just waving her little edge, and before, when I first would do it, okay, it would be long and thick. Okay, so it's like you try things, guys, and then you just get better with it over time because you are advancing in it, especially the more you do it, the better you get. So I have been doing this lately. So I feel like I have got actually better at it because it's not as thick. It is very dramatic because she's going to Vegas, but it's not as bad as it was before, okay? But anywho, I will leave an insert, like I said before, of how I did it on myself. Yes, guys, please excuse the glove, okay? I just did not want to be bleeding all over my client, but I did nip myself with the blade. So please be very careful when working with a straight blade, okay? They are super sharp. There is nothing protecting it like that comb blade that I was using. It's just straight cut, okay? So I definitely nicked my little finger. It's not bad at all, but it just, them little paper cuts be more serious than the actual cut. So I got the glove on and then I cut the fingers out of the fingers that wasn't bleeding everywhere so I can feel what I was doing because it hit different when you could feel what you're doing. So sorry about the glove. And that's just that Fantasia spritz that I'm using, guys. It's not heavy and it won't leave her hair looking crunchy. So that's why I like to use it. But if you want a longer last, you better use some real spritz because that will not help it to stand up long at all. But she kind of know what she's doing. And so when she get to where she's going, she'll make it stand.
Oh yeah, this cute as fuck out here. About to be in Vegas like boom, bitches. Cleveland in the house.
Did that already. You late, boo.
They didn't see that. That's sexy.
Oh, hey,
Boo boo.
That's okay. Hey, girl. We both going to Vegas. We both going to Vegas. Bye. Thanks for watching, guys.